Time to talk all about Winterwood by Shea Ernshaw. Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk all about Winterwood. If you don't know, Winterwood is the second book by Shea Ernshaw. Her first book was The Wicked Deep, which is right here. It's one of my favorite spooky YA books. I just love the writing. So needless to say, I was very much anticipating this book and I'm so excited I've already read it. So this book does not come out until next month. I know you're like, oh, why Heather, why are you reviewing this early? To let you know if you want to read it out, of course. But either way, I thought I would share with you my opinion. Now, this is the arc. I will say I have heard that there are going to be significant differences between I don't know what exactly the ending may be. I'm not sure, but either way, there's going to be significant differences from the art copy to the finished copy. So I don't think I'm going to reread it. I might try to do some research and figure out what exactly was changed, and it might alter my review a little bit if I'm honest with you. But as of right now, I am reviewing what I have read so far. Just want to throw that out there, that there is going to be a lot of changes from the arc to the finished copy, but I'm reviewing of what I read of the arc, if that makes any sense. So I love The Wicked Deep. It's no secret. I can't stop talking about it when it comes to the fall months. I just talk about it literally nonstop. So let's talk about Winterwood. So one character named Nora Walker. Nora Walker comes from the line of Walkers who are all witches. Her mother was a witch, her grandmother's a witch, her great-grandma, either way. Walker family is like deep in the witches, and they all kind of have their nightshade, their one power that they have, and they figure that out. And Nora hasn't figured hers out yet. Nora lives alone in this kind of really secluded village where, like, even in the mountains, like her neighbor's like a mile from her, I think. And her mother has like ran away because she doesn't want to deal with the witch part of her family anymore, and her grandmother has passed away not too long ago. So Nora lives alone in like this cabin area by herself, and it's the winter time, and most people like board up their houses and leave because winters get brutal where she lives. Like, it snows so much that the roads are shut down, that the power goes out for like weeks at a time, and like nobody can come in or out of the village pretty much. So it's like, it's pretty desolate. So Nora's decided to stay. There's also this lake that lives right beside her called Jackjaw Lake, and right after that lake is this boys camp that's kind of like for troubled teens of boys that get sent there as a last resort and things like that. We also have the woods, the Wicker Woods. The Wicker Woods are kind of really scary woods. No one goes in them because it's very creepy, but Nora is a walker, so she can go in them underneath a full moon. That's the only time that the woods are asleep, and she can go in and out of the woods to her pleasing, and the woods don't get to watch her. With all this, we have a boy that has gone missing from the boys camp that no one has seen where it's at. So Nora goes in the woods one night with a full moon, and there she finds the boy that has gone missing, Oliver, and he is still alive when everyone has presumed him dead. So she takes him home, and they kind of forge a friendship, things like that. People are trying to figure out exactly what has happened to Oliver. She's researching more about, you know, the boys there at the boy camp. They want to know where he's at, things like that. This book is a contemporary book with a lot of like kind of spooky paranormal aspects in it. Our main feature is Nora. Nora is a walker, and she talks about being a witch a lot. That's one thing I didn't love about this book, is how repetitive it was about that. She was a walker, she can go in the woods, that she was a witch. Like, those were the three words that were the most, like, walker, witch, and woods. Like, I heard those repeatedly throughout the entirety of the book, which I was like, I know. So overall, I gave this book a 3 out of 5, unfortunately. I really wanted to give it higher, but I think bottom line, what I have read, it's a 3 out of 5. If I'm honest, if the writing, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. I love Shea Ernshaw's writing. I just am so captivated by it, and I love it so much. She is very descriptive. She writes very atmospheric writing. Like, I could feel how cold it was. I wanted to bundle up in a blanket, like by the fire, throughout reading this book because of how descriptive she was with writing how cold it was and how, you know, the forest and very creepy. Shea Ernshaw is a beautiful writer. I'm going to say that through and through. I will read whatever she writes because her writing is just phenomenal. Very atmospheric, very descriptive, and I am here for it. But the main flaw I had with this book was the plot. I felt like the plot was kind of messy. I could see where it was going. I could see where the ending was happening from like the middle of it. I could see that. And I did not love Nora as a character. She was kind of our character to really enjoy. I felt like we got to know her, but not really super know her. All I knew about her was that she was alone, that she was a walker, and that she was a witch. And that's kind of all I got from her. I wanted to dig deeper into Nora and figure out who she was. Oliver also, you know, he came out of nowhere, and him and Nora, like, obviously, you know, met each other. They kind of forged a relationship. I felt like that happened very, very quickly. But I guess, you know, I will say it is the winter time. There's like nobody to talk to. So I could see how her and Oliver, you know, obviously had a very fast kinship because they were kind of desolate, nowhere. But I don't know how to explain it. Like the whole Nora Oliver thing, I just didn't buy it. I didn't love it. But by the end, I did like it, if that makes any sense. Oh, I'm so contradicting with this. I don't know. I really did enjoy it, and I would recommend it if I'm honest with you, because the writing is so atmospheric and descriptive, and I did like the witchy tones of it. I loved reading about it. Every chapter header kind of talked about another walker, of how they were born, what they kind of did throughout their life, and their nightshade and things like that, and they always leave a spell of their nightshade at the end of it, and I like that. I did enjoy reading about the Walker line, and I would be interested to read more of like books like that with featuring different walkers, honestly. So I know I say they talked about witches a ton, but I did really enjoy the witches talk. Like I love books about that, and I think Shea Ernshaw does that good. But the plot was just messy, and I didn't feel like it was going anywhere, and the ending just happened very quickly. So 3 out of 5 is my honest rating. Like I said, I think there is going to be some significant changes to the finished copy, and I'm going to have to see. I might reread some of it to see how I feel about it, because I could see it bumping up more with the changes. I don't know what changes she's gonna do. We're gonna have to wait till the finished copy comes out to see. But I mean, bottom line, if you just want a spooky book to read in October that's kind of very wintry and very like desolate, also talks about witches in the woods and has very, very beautiful and atmospheric writing, I would recommend Winterwood. Do I think it is as good as The Wicked Deep? And my answer for that is no. I like The Wicked Deep more, but I still really enjoyed Winterwood. I know I don't do half stars, but if I could with this one, I would probably do a 3.5 on it, because I could see it going to a 4, but it just wasn't quite there for me yet. But at the end of the day, like I will continue to say and always say, I will read anything Shea Ernshaw writes, because she just writes so beautifully, and I just love it so insanely much. So the plot was just messy, and there was the whole boys from the boy camp that I think didn't really add to the plot at all. And there was also this girl that was like supposedly Nora's friend, but not really. Like I just needed Nora to have more people around her in her life that cared about her. I felt like she was utterly alone, and that was very sad, because her mom abandoned her and her grandmother died recently. I just felt so strongly for Nora, but I didn't know much about her. And then the Oliver thing, it was just there. It wasn't really added. It didn't really add much to the book. If it was delved upon more, I think it would add a ton to the book personally, but that is just me. Overall, there's my thoughts on Winterwood. I could talk about it a lot. I would love to hear what you think about it, if you've read the arc or not, or maybe I have turned you off or onto this book. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Bottom line, I would recommend this, especially if you like The Wicked Deep and you want more of her books. Read it. I think you'll like it. But I don't think it lives up to The Wicked Deep, and I think it was trying to be there, but it just wasn't quite there for me personally. So yeah, let's talk all about it. Would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below after this really messy review. Sorry about that. Thanks for watching. Bye.